Hey everybody, Sean from Media Assault here, and it's time once again for another movie review, and I apologize, this is sort of an impromptu review. I wasn't actually planning on doing a review of this movie because I actually wasn't even planning on watching it. I ended up watching it yesterday afternoon, and I decided, what the hell, I'll go ahead and do a review of it. And as you can see by the title of this review, or the video, you know it is the Human Centipede 2 full sequence. Now, I reviewed the original Human Centipede a little over a year ago, and it actually turned out to be one of the most popular reviews on my channel, kind of to my dismay. The original Human Centipede is a movie that I watched out of curiosity. I actually ended up liking it, again, much to some others' dismay, just because when you hear about the subject matter of the Human Centipede series, because apparently this is now a franchise, or at least a trilogy, of which we have now 2 entries. When you hear about the concept, it kind of makes you think a lot of horrible things. And a lot of people, when they heard the description of at least the first movie, they got kind of grossed out by it. However, the film, and I'm not going to do a complete re-review of the Human Centipede 1, but the original film wasn't that bad. While your mind might have been telling you that it was going to be a lot of gross stuff, it actually didn't show a whole lot. Well, I think what Tom Six, the guy who wrote and directed both the first and second films, decided to do with the second film is make a movie that would actually visualize all of those things that you thought were going to be in the first film. So when you hear about somebody who wants to join people together, literally ass to mouth, to make a human centipede, what you thought would be in the first one, which would be a lot of bodily fluids and disgusting, I don't even want to really get into what you may have thought. All those things that were missing from the first film are definitely included in the second one. Real brief, because this movie does not really deserve a complete in-depth description, but what we have in the second one is a man named Martin, played by Laurence R. Harvey, who is completely obsessed with the first film. So much so that he watches it on his laptop at his dead-end job working at a parking garage as a parking attendant. He watches it on his laptop, basically on a loop. He'll watch it over and over again. And he's got a scrapbook full of memorabilia or pictures from the film and of the character played by Dieter Laser, the surgeon in the first film. He's just completely obsessed by it. He even has a pet centipede at home. Martin is probably one of the most unpleasant-looking lead characters in a film ever. He's got this constant state of dirtiness. He always looks like he's just sweating profusely. He's very overweight, kind of pudgy. All right, he's overweight, but he's kind of small looking, so it kind of exaggerates the size of his gut. I'll put a picture up so you can see what he looks like. There you go. Isn't that attractive? So he works this dead-end job at the parking garage, and for some reason, I'm not sure what trips him off, because there's not a lot of character development in this film. There's not a lot of dialogue either, as Martin doesn't say one word in the entire film. He does grunt and screech and groan and make weird chirping noises through the entire film. But for some reason, unbeknownst to the audience, he will just pick people in the parking garage, hit them over the head with a hammer or some other object, put them in the back of his van, and then take them to this rented warehouse where he wants to join them up. Now, he wants to make a human centipede consisting of 12 people rather than 3 in the original film. That's all you really need to know about this film. Everything that you think could happen in this film, or would have happened in the first film when you heard about it, it happens in this film. This is visually an unappealing film, even though it's well made, and that's the real oddity with Tom Six. It's obvious that he is a very competent filmmaker. I have to say that this film is well shot, it's well lit, it's well constructed. Even though there's no dialogue, you constantly know what's going on. To his credit, Laurence R. Harvey, as being an actor who doesn't say anything, his face, as unpleasant as it is to look at, conveys all of the emotions you need to know as far as what's going on in his head, sadly. So Tom Six is a very capable director. It's just that the subject material here is completely unpleasant. Some have argued that this is some sort of commentary on, you know, film violence begetting reality violence, or violence in reality, that somehow the Human Centipede film inspiring this character is some sort of commentary on that. If that's the case, great. I didn't see it. I don't care to comment on it because the movie itself is an hour and a half of unpleasantness. It's nowhere near as interesting as the first film, which I thought was a fantastically well-made film that used your own psyche against you. All the things you thought you were going to see, you don't. Here, everything you don't want to see, you will, and maybe some other stuff. I saw this on Netflix Instant. It just appeared the other day, so I figured, what the hell, I'll watch it, which is exactly what happened with the first film. I wasn't planning on watching it, and my curiosity got the best of me. So if you're curious about seeing this, go in forewarned. It's an unpleasant experience. Don't eat anything while you're watching this. You will probably see it again when you throw up. I like the first film. I really dislike the second film, even though I have to concede, again, it is a well-made, well-put-together film. Looks great. It's just what we're seeing is something I'd rather not be looking at. So I'm going to give the Human Centipede 2 full sequence a 2 out of 10. You know, I recognize it as a really well-made film about something I don't want to see a well-made film about. So there you go. So that's my review of the Human Centipede 2 full sequence. As always, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll put a link below to my review of the original film so you can see that as well. Thanks again for watching. See ya.